Hello and welcome indeed. Welcome back to another whiskey review with me, the Whiskey Novice. Yes, welcome back. Any long-time viewers, any viewers of my channel will maybe have noticed that I took a short break. It was short. Why did I take it? Because I needed a short break. Whiskey reviewing is not exactly tasking, but at the same time, we all need a short break every now and again. And another thing that I will point out, I wasn't sure whether I was going to make a point of this or not, but what the hell. Any long-time viewers of my channel will notice going forward now that I have decided to change things a little, in that I used to work up pretty much 200 reviews, maybe not the first few, but certainly soon on I decided to take on and record reviews in a series format. Well, I've decided to step away from that. I was starting to find the series format a little restricting. So I've decided to walk away from that for now. Yes, I will. Every now and again, there'll still be a series of videos in which are all linked. For now, it's basically, hell, I'm going to record whatever I wish. Just whiskies that, be they good, be they bad, still I find them interesting. So I've going forward, I've decided to just review what I wish, not in a series format. So there you go. And starting here, review number 201, Thompson Bros SRV5. And, do you know, this is the sort of whiskey that I would have struggled in the past to say, right, what sort of series would I put this in? Is it a blended malt? Well, it is technically. Is it this? Is it that? I would just have struggled. So let's just review it. And this was one of those whiskies that I just wanted to review. So let's just break that mold and step out and say, right, I'm just going to review what I wish. And I'm going to start here. So, SRV5, Station Road, VAT 5, Dornoch, the Thompson Brothers. Lots of words there. Thompson Brothers, Phil and Simon. Simon, I want to say, maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, I apologise to them. I think it's Phil, and it probably says on here, but my eyesight wouldn't cope with that anymore. But this one of their technically core range. Now this, I think it was 2016 that the brothers, they're quite a popular and a thriving business. The hotel there in Dornoch, a bar, a whiskey bar in Dornoch on the north east coast of Scotland, pretty much between Tain roughly, where Glenmorangie is, and Brora, where Clynelish Brora are. So it's pretty much equidistant to the two of them. And they were doing fairly well, and the crowd funded, and they got the money together to build a distillery in 2016, or certainly create a distillery, and fair play to them. However, the SRV5 is more down the lines of that independent bottling, although even at that, it's a sort of weird, almost the Irish way of doing things. There's lots going on here as to how they've done this. In that there's three. This is a blend. They call this on the label a blended malt, and it's not even. Well, it is that, but we'll get later into what else it is. But it's a blended malt. It's three malts as far as I can tell from what I was reading into it, and you have to poke around a bit to find this. I think you're looking at Speyside, Highland and Isle malts. So these are going to be sourced. It's not their own stuff. So they're going to be sourced, but they don't mention where they're sourced from. So it's, as much as it's an independent bottling technically, there's a bit of, well, who is it that they're independently bottling? And I'm going to say it, that it's a blended malt, but there's other things too. It's a Solera cask or Solera vat that they're using. So like the sherry bodegas in Spain, they're using this Solera system where they never bottle up any more than 2/3 of what's in that vat. So they will add casks to this vat, the VAT 5 on Station Road, where it's already been sort of married in cask, then added to the vat and married again. So as much as this youngest, I think it says on it youngest 8 years, aged over 8 years. Well, over, yes, they're young, these guys still, But over time, you're looking at spirit that could be in that Solera vat that's ancient. It's getting older and older and older. Drops of it. Obviously drops of it. But that's the way a Solera works, really. Whew, so there you go. Non-chill filtered, no colour added. 48.5%. Yep. Product of Scotland, blended, rested and balled in Dornoch. There you go. That's the story. And fair play to the Thompson brothers. They are ticking the boxes. So let's get into this one and see what we think, shall we? It's bright, it's sweet, it's sharp. Well, it's not that sharp, but it's hints of acetone. And they give way, those hints of acetone sort of give way to become more apple, citrus. Yeah, apple and citrus, honey. And any of those acetone notes are still sort of hanging around, are doing so in an almost what I would consider classic way, where they almost convert in the nose to become like pear drops and barley sugar. And I mentioned honey, and once again on this I get that menthol, honey and menthol, like or even what was it? Well, it'll come to me. It will come to me. There was a throat lozenge, cold lozenge here, and it had that mentholy syrup inside it, but it was honey and lemon, really. I think is what it was. It was honey and lemon, very much so on the nose here. It's extremely fresh. It's extremely clean. Green apple. And an almost Clynelish like waxy nose to it. Lovely. Oh yeah, lovely, buttery, bittersweet delivery. Once again. Once again, that Clynelish like waxiness is very, very early in the palate. And very, very nice. That freshness that was in the nose carries through into the palate, as does the barley sugar, as does that honey and lemon. It's creamy. It's good caramel. Hints of toffee. Orange, pear, and milk chocolate. Lots going on in this. Very, very likeable. Very easy to like. 48.5%. It's got heft. It's got plenty of grip. Finish. It's quite long. That alcohol, if you take a breath here, that alcohol will come back and get you. You know, there's no, go easy. I'm putting quite a bit of water into that because it can take it. There's enough heat in the background, enough pepperiness that, as I said, if you sip that, take a deep breath, that alcohol will bite you. So just go easy. Never rush into, I know 48.5% doesn't seem necessarily that strong, but it's strong enough in this case. becomes even brighter, becomes even cleaner on the nose, fresher on the nose, with that hint of water, a little touch of water there. Getting a very, very, having my back into the palate, a very fresh, minty note in the finish that I didn't get before. Oh, that's nice. A real peppermint, a real fresh peppermint. Back in with a drop of water, lemon sherbet, chocolate limes. Love chocolate limes. So those boiled sweets, the lime, hard boiled sweet with chocolate in the middle of it, soft chocolate in the middle of it. And yeah, on the nose, definitely. The chocolate limes show up in the palate. Chocolate, orange. Citrusy, gentle, but I said earlier, honey and lemon, lime and chocolate. It's confectionery, but it's not sweet confectionery. As in the sweetness. I always find, and this is a great example of it, the sweetness, if sweetness tends to play around the middle of the palate, then it's much more controlled. And this is a good example of it. This is lovely. This is lovely. It's also 30 to 40 pounds, which makes it even lovelier. I know, I mean, to say that it's non-age stated, well, it is. It's at least 8 years. It's a Solera cask. It's a blend. It's an unnamed blend. I'm sure if you dig around maybe more than I did, you'll find out where that spirit came from. But it's just really easy to drink. And this is what I've found with Thompson Brothers, any Thompson Brothers that I've had so far. These are guys who, they're young guys, but they've got a palate. They really do have a palate, because I could drink what they're producing all day long, easily. It is very, very palatable. So 30 to 40 pounds. Will I replace it? Yeah, of course I will. At that price, I will replace this. And I will keep Thompson Brothers in my collection happily. Happily. If you see this, buy it. It's my recommendation. It's nice stuff. Just, you know, is it great? Yeah, actually it's quite great for what it is, for the price that it comes in at. So yeah, Thompson Brothers SRV5 gets a thumbs up from me, if that counts for anything. So then, what would I recommend as an alternative? Well, I said a couple of times. I mentioned another whiskey a couple of times, at least a couple of times. And it was, well, I'm just going to go with the official bottling, or one of their official bottlings. There's not that many out there. Clynelish, the Clynelish 14. I said this has a waxiness in the nose. I said it's got a waxiness in the palate. Clynelish 14, it's something that we talk about. We whiskey enthusiasts, should I call us, talk about that waxy feel that you get on Clynelish. I've discovered recently that Clynelish aren't the only people that do it. There's Thompson Brothers doing it. I've discovered a couple of others who have got that same sort of waxy feel. But Clynelish to me were those who, and you know, the thing about it is, until somebody actually says it's got a waxy feel about it, you wouldn't, I'm convinced that you don't go, it's got a waxy feel about it, until somebody suggests it. And as soon as somebody suggests it, you go, do you know it has? It has got that waxy feel about it. And that's Clynelish. And as I said, Thompson Brothers also has got that. And it's hard to, it's a sort of thing that's very hard to describe, because what do you mean it's got a waxy feel about it? There's just a weird coating about these whiskies, that it's not oily, it's not creamy. it's waxy and it's just. I'm convinced that whenever you try them, then you understand it. Now there are other versions. I would honestly, Clynelish, Diageo are. We know Diageo are gouging a little this weather with their prices, so there are great indie bottlings of Clynelish out there. Have a look around, have a feel around, and you will find some fantastic ones. So maybe that's worth looking at. But I just thought, for the purposes of this, to go with the official bottling from Clynelish themselves, the 14-year-old. So yeah, I mean, to me, that's high praise. That if you can take a look at a 30 to 40-year-old, 30 to 40 pound, apologies, bottle of something that's blended, something that's Solera cask, yes, Solera vat, so blended, married, whatever you want to call it, vatted, but I still think Clynelish is quite a high bar. I always like the stuff. It's quite a high bar. So if you can take a bottle like this and go, yeah, that meets that bar. Actually, almost, I would say, given the pricing at Clynelish, it almost raises the bar. This Thompson Brothers almost raises that bar. So yeah, my recommendation would be Clynelish. Apples, pears. Yeah, lovely. That chocolate lime. Listen, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for joining me for review number 201. We're back, and let's just, jump on and ride this pony and keep going. Good to be back. Thompson Brothers, good way to start back. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you so much to my patrons. Should anybody wish to join that group, the details are in the video description below, and I will leave a little link up in here just for more information about my patrons and my patronage group, etc. I do always appreciate the support, folks. I really do. Thank you for sticking with me. That's that. Look after yourselves. Here's your good help. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Please click and subscribe to be notified of further content.